Vibe coding for the spiritual dimension. When I tell people that I build apps and that my work is deeply spiritual, they look at me with confusion. Technology and spirituality do not seem to go together in most people's minds. Technology is cold, logical, and mechanical. Spirituality is warm, intuitive, and personal. Technology is about efficiency. Spirituality is about meaning. How can these two worlds possibly connect? I understand the confusion. For a long time, I kept them separate myself. My faith was in one box. My business was in another. My prayer life was in the morning. My building was in the afternoon. They did not touch. They did not influence each other. And I thought that was how it should be. Sacred things in the sacred box. Secular things in the secular box. Never the two shall meet. Then something happened that broke the boxes. I was building my financial education platform late one night. I was tired. I was frustrated. The AI was not understanding what I wanted. I had described the same feature 3 times and it kept getting it wrong. I was about to quit for the night when I felt something. A quiet voice inside me, not audible, internal. It said, "Why are you building this?" I stopped typing. I sat back in my chair, and I thought about the question, not the surface answer, the deep answer. Why was I building this? Not to make money, not to get users, not to prove I could code. I was building this because I believed that financial literacy could change lives. I believed that understanding money could free people from fear. I believed that when people are free from financial fear, they can pursue their purpose. And I believed that pursuing your purpose is what God put you on this earth to do. That chain of reasoning connected my building to my faith in a way I had never seen before. I was not just building an app, I was building a tool that could help people step into their God-given purpose. The app was not the end. The app was a means to an end. And the end was spiritual, even though the tool was technological. That night changed how I build. I started asking different questions. Not just what should the app do, but why does it matter? Not just how should the feature work, but how will it help the user grow? Not just how do I get more users, but how do I serve the users I have more deeply? The questions became spiritual questions applied to technological work. And the answers changed everything. Let me share how this works in practice. When I was building 7D Dad, which is an app for fathers, I did not start with features. I started with a prayer. I asked God to show me what fathers need. Not what the market says fathers need. Not what parenting books say fathers need. What do fathers actually need to be present, engaged, and loving with their children? The answer that came to me was connection. Fathers do not need more information. They have enough information. They need connection. Connection with their children. Connection with other fathers. Connection with their own identity as a dad. So I built an app focused on connection. Daily challenges that fathers do with their children. A community where fathers support each other. A resource library that speaks to the heart of fatherhood, not just the mechanics. That design came from a spiritual place. I prayed, I listened, I built what I had. The technology served the spiritual insight. Without the spiritual insight, the app would have been another generic parenting app with tips and articles. With the spiritual insight, it became a platform that helps fathers connect with their children in meaningful ways. The technology was the same. The inspiration was different. And the inspiration is what made the app meaningful. I want to talk about something that I think is important for every builder to hear. Your work can be worship. I know that sounds strange. Work as worship. Building software as a spiritual practice. But hear me out. Worship is not just singing in church. Worship is offering your best to something greater than yourself. When you build something that solves a real problem for a real person, you are offering your best to something greater. You are serving humanity. You are easing suffering. You are creating value. And that is worship in its truest form. When I sit down to build, I do not just open my laptop. I pray first. I say, God, guide my hands. Guide my thoughts. Help me build something that serves your people. Help me solve a real problem. Help me create something that matters. That prayer takes 30 seconds, but it changes the entire building session. Because I am no longer building for myself. I am building for a purpose that is bigger than me. And that purpose gives me energy and clarity that I do not have when I am building just for profit. Some of you listening might not share my faith, and that is okay. The principle applies regardless of your beliefs, whether you call it God or the universe or your higher self or simply your purpose. When you connect your work to something greater than yourself, your work changes. It becomes meaningful. It becomes powerful. It becomes worth the effort. Building without purpose is labor. Building with purpose is calling. And the difference between labor and calling is not the work itself. It is the why behind the work. Let me share a story about how this spiritual approach to building affected one of my users. His name is David. He is a father of 2 in London. He signed up for 7D Dad because his wife told him he was not spending enough time with the kids. He was skeptical. He thought the app would be preachy and guilt-driven. But when he opened it, the first thing he saw was not a lecture. It was a challenge. Today, challenge. Build something with your child using materials you have at home. 15 minutes. That is all. David and his 6-year-old son built a fort out of sofa cushions. They spent 15 minutes together. They laughed, they planned, they built, they demolished, they rebuilt. And at the end of those 15 minutes, his son said, "Dad, that was the best thing ever. Can we do it again tomorrow?" David told me that moment made him cry. Not because of the app, because of the connection. The app did not create the connection. The app created the conditions for the connection. And that is what spiritual building is about. Creating conditions for transformation, not forcing transformation. David has been using 7D Dad for 6 months now. He does the daily challenge with his children every evening. He has not missed a day. His relationship with his kids has transformed. His wife told him he is a different father. And it all started with a 15-minute challenge from an app that was built during a prayer. That is what I mean by vibe coding for the spiritual dimension. You are not building a spiritual app. You are building any app. But you are building it with spiritual intention. You are building it to serve people, not just to profit from them. You are building it to create connection, not just to capture attention. You are building it to solve real problems, not just to chase trends. The technology is the same. The intention is different. And the intention is what makes the difference between an app that people use and an app that people love. I also want to talk about integrity in building. Integrity is a spiritual value. It means your outside matches your inside, your actions match your words, your product matches your promises. When you build with integrity, you do not add features just to trap users. You do not use dark patterns to manipulate behavior. You do not promise things you cannot deliver. You do not collect data you do not need. You build honestly. You build transparently. You build with respect for the user. I have been tempted to compromise on integrity. I have been told by marketing experts to use urgency tactics. Countdown timers, limited spots, only 3 left. These tactics increase sales. They work, but they work by creating fear. And I do not want to build a business on fear. I want to build a business on trust. So I do not use those tactics. My marketing says, here is what I built. Here is who it helps. Here is what it costs. If it resonates with you, join. If not, I understand. That is it. No manipulation. No pressure. just an honest invitation. This approach has cost me sales in the short term. I know it has. Some people need urgency to act. Without a countdown timer, they procrastinate and never buy. But I have decided that the kind of business I want to build does not rely on manufacturing urgency. I would rather have 100 users who joined because they genuinely wanted to be there than 1,000 users who joined because they were afraid of missing out. The 100 will stay. The 1,000 will leave when the urgency fades. Integrity is a long-term strategy, even when it is a short-term cost. There is one more aspect of the spiritual dimension in building that I want to share, and that is the practice of gratitude. Every day before I start building, I write down 3 things I am grateful for. Sometimes it is my children. Sometimes it is the ability to build. Sometimes it is the community of users who trust me. Sometimes it is as simple as coffee and a quiet morning. This practice of gratitude shapes how I build. When I am grateful, I build from abundance. When I am not grateful, I build from scarcity. And the difference shows up in the product. Building from abundance means I am generous. I give away valuable content for free. I share my process openly. I help other builders without expecting anything in return. I charge fair prices, not maximum prices. I create affiliate programs that give 60% to partners because I would rather have a smaller piece of a bigger pie shared with people who are invested in the mission. Building from scarcity means I hoard. I hide my process. I charge as much as I can. I give as little as possible. I compete with other builders instead of collaborating. I protect my ideas instead of sharing them. The scarcity mindset produces smaller everything. Smaller products, smaller communities, smaller impact. The abundance mindset produces bigger everything, bigger products, bigger communities, bigger impact. And gratitude is the switch that moves you from scarcity to abundance. I also want to share something personal about my Ask framework. I mentioned it in episode 2. Matthew 7:7 and 8. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. I took this verse and turned it into a framework for building and for life. Seek is at the top of the triangle. Ask and knock are at the base. You seek first to find the right problem. You ask for help and resources. You knock by taking action and persisting. I wear this framework on a lanyard around my neck every day. It reminds me that my building is not just about me. It is about seeking what matters, asking for what I need, knocking until the door opens. This framework is spiritual. It comes from scripture, but it is also practical. It guides my business decisions, my product decisions, my marketing decisions. The spiritual and the practical are not separate. They are the same thing seen from different angles. When I was raising money for my children's school fees, I used the Ask framework. I sought the right approach. I asked my community for help. I knocked by showing up every day and sharing my journey. And people responded. Catherine Mwangi donated 100 euros. The first real donation. Not because I manipulated her, because I asked honestly, and she responded generously. That is the Ask framework in action. Spiritual principles applied to real-world problems. So here is my invitation to you. Whatever you are building, whatever app you are creating, whatever problem you are solving, connect it to something greater than yourself. Ask why it matters. Ask who it serves. Ask how it helps. Let those questions guide your building, not just your features and your pricing, but your intention and your integrity. Build from gratitude, not from scarcity. Build from abundance, not from fear. Build from purpose, not from ego. When you build this way, something shifts. The work becomes more than work. It becomes an offering. And offerings have a quality that products do not have. They carry the intention of the maker. They carry the spirit of the creator. And users can feel it, even if they cannot articulate it. They feel that this app was built with care, with intention, with love, and that feeling is what makes them stay. If you want to learn how to build apps with purpose and intention, join me at 7D AI Academy. It is not just a coding school. It is a community of builders who believe that technology should serve humanity. Search for 7D AI Academy online and start building with purpose today. I am Smarty, and this has been episode 5 of Vibe Coding with Purpose. In the next episode, we are going to talk about the financial dimension, how to build apps that make money, and how to think about money as a tool, not a master. See you there.